Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, so let's dive right into this. If you've ever felt like your energy levels are basically a roller coaster that you literally can't control, no matter how many cups of coffee you chug or how many hours you sleep, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're unpacking a total masterclass in daily health optimization, pulling straight from our source material. We're going to skip all the trendy fads and look at the actual biological mechanisms and those little daily micro habits that dictate exactly how you feel from morning to night. So let's dive into this fascinating breakdown and map out a really clear step-by-step path to getting your vitality back. Are you getting this completely wrong? I mean, really think about your typical day for a second. Do you wake up super groggy, heavily rely on caffeine just to function, hit this massive wall around 2 or 3 p.m., and then weirdly feel completely wired right before bed? If you're nodding along right now, well, our source material suggests that your current approach to fighting that daily fatigue is actually working against your own biology. We've kind of been conditioned to think that low energy is, I don't know, some sort of moral failing or just a normal sign of getting older. But the data we're looking at today, it proves that it's usually just a mechanical error in how we're starting our days and fueling our bodies. Section 1. The common health misconception: unlearning the old way. We really need to shatter this myth we've all been taught. The old way basically tells us that energy management is just a simple math problem, right? Calories in, calories out, just push through the fatigue, use your willpower. But contrast that with the new way, which reflects the actual facts from the source. Your energy isn't about willpower at all. Seriously, it's not. It's dictated by hormonal responses, specifically how your blood sugar and cortisol levels rise and fall throughout the entire day. It's all about biological timing. Treating all foods and all hours of the day like they're biologically identical, that is exactly why so many of us are just perpetually exhausted. Section 2. What the science says. The biological levers. Glycemic variability. Okay, I know it sounds like some really dense medical jargon, but let's break it down super simply. Think of your blood sugar kind of like the waves of an ocean. Glycemic variability simply measures how massive those waves are. Like, are you riding gentle little ripples, or are you getting completely slammed by 50-foot tsunamis? When you eat something that rapidly spikes your blood sugar, your body basically panics. It overcorrects by releasing this massive amount of insulin, which then crashes your blood sugar straight down into the basement. And that crash, that is the exact moment you feel exhausted, irritable, and suddenly desperate for a sugary snack. And the source data reveals something truly staggering here. 80% of supposedly healthy people who do not have diabetes are experiencing severe, energy-draining glucose spikes every single day. 80%. This shows exactly why this new approach is measurably more effective. Listen, if you're starting your day with a bowl of sweet cereal, a pastry, or honestly, even just a large glass of orange juice, you are strapping yourself into a biochemical roller coaster. You are virtually guaranteeing that you're going to crash by the afternoon. The science proves that stabilizing this one specific metric absolutely changes everything. Section 3, essential tip number 1. Flatten the waves. So the crucial takeaway here is knowing exactly what to eat. To stop that glycemic roller coaster, your very first meal of the day must be savory. Not sweet, savory. You want eggs, avocados, heck, even leftover dinner works perfectly. You need protein, fiber, and healthy fats to hit your stomach first. These actually act like a sort of mesh net, physically slowing down the absorption of any sugars you eat later on. Now, on the flip side, the source explicitly warns against what they call naked carbs. This basically means eating a bagel or a pastry all by itself. Always dress your carbs with a protein or a fat. And crucially, avoid dumping sweetened coffees or juices into a totally empty stomach. Literally making this one swap to a savory breakfast completely changes your metabolic trajectory for the entire day. Section 4, essential tip number 2. Morning sunlight. Let's walk through this daily procedure step by step, because the logic here is just fascinating. Step 1, wake up at roughly the same time every day. Step 2, get outside within 30 to 60 minutes of waking up. And step 3, view direct, natural sunlight for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now, why do we do this? Well, viewing natural sunlight early in the day actually triggers a healthy, natural spike of cortisol. And that cortisol acts as a powerful wake-up signal to your entire nervous system, instantly clearing out that morning brain fog. But here is the truly amazing part highlighted in the source. Setting that morning cortisol pulse also starts a 14 to 16-hour biological timer for the release of melatonin. Yep, by getting sunlight in your eyes first thing in the morning, you are quite literally guaranteeing that you'll fall asleep faster and sleep so much deeper that night. It's a total 2-for-1 biological hack. Section 5, essential tip number 3, post-meal walks. Taking a 10-minute walk after your largest meals. This specific micro-habit matters so much to your daily life because it is profoundly accessible. You don't need a fancy gym membership or a whole hour of free time. Look, when you eat a meal, especially one heavy in carbohydrates, glucose floods your bloodstream. If you just go sit on the couch right afterward, that glucose stacks up and causes a massive spike. But as the source explains, if you simply go for a brisk 10-minute walk, your contracting muscles act exactly like a sponge. They soak up that circulating glucose right out of your blood to use for immediate energy, completely blunting the spike. It's such a tiny, manageable chore, but it yields massive biological dividends for your afternoon focus and your long-term health. Section 6, building your new routine, putting it together. You know, the true beauty of this source material isn't just in the individual facts. It's really in how all these pieces interlock. Picture this. Tomorrow morning, you wake up, you get some natural sunlight in your eyes while your coffee is brewing. Then you sit down to a nice, savory, protein-rich breakfast. Later on, after a really satisfying lunch, you just take a quick 10-minute walk around the block. Notice how none of those things are exhausting? None of them require starvation or intense suffering. They're just smart, scientifically validated alignments with your human biology. As the source so perfectly puts it, health isn't about grand sweeping gestures or extreme diets. It is the compounding interest of your daily, manageable micro-habits. And that is exactly what we mean when we talk about optimization. It's not about being perfect for one single day. It's about being consistent with the little things. Over weeks and months, that compounding interest pays out huge in the form of boundless, stable energy. So I'm going to leave you with this final, slightly provocative question. Which of these 3 microhabits are you going to integrate into your life starting today? Is it going to be the savory breakfast, the morning sunlight protocol, or maybe that 10-minute post-meal walk? Hey, don't try to change everything all at once. Pick just one of these habits, prove to yourself that it actually works, and really feel the difference in your energy. Understanding the source material is honestly only half the battle. Actually applying it is where your life changes. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I highly encourage you to go start experimenting with your own daily well-being right now.